What's up? Today we're talking about Woods. We're talking about how the map flows, the routes people usually take and when, all the key named locations, where scavs, snipers, landmines, and much more are. So let's get into it. I'm joined by Cademan. We're gonna run around, show you guys, because Woods is a pretty daunting map and a lot of people don't play it because there's so many different angles and everything that you could get shot by, and a lot of time people don't know where they're at and they have such a hard time figuring out where they're at. So they just don't play it and they just avoid the map at all. But since it's a map that you have to play at the very beginning of the wipe in order to get Jaeger in the first place, I thought it would be a good map to showcase to newer players or players that are just avoiding the map how to get around and where people are moving and all that kind of stuff. So I got a map with me, and this is the entire Woods map right here, and we're gonna talk. Right now, we spawned over by Sniper Rock on this road right here. So if we look at the map real quick, the arrows right here are spawn points, right? So you either spawn in this area right here by Scav House, Outskirts, and Deadman's Place, or you spawn on the other side of the lake, which there's no real shooting across the lake unless you're like really sniping. And then there's spawns on this side of the map as well. We'll talk about these spawns in a second, but the main flow of the map is people that spawned on this side coming over here and extracting here. And then there's people that spawned over here going outskirts, right? So the two main extracts on this map are outskirts and these right here. Not really this one. You can forget about Factory Gate because you have to, it's a co-op extract. So if you're a PMC, you have to have a scav with you, and yeah, good luck doing that. So RUAF roadblock and UN roadblock are the ones that if you spawn on this side of the map, you're going to have to take. And also, if you spawn at the top up here in some capacity, you're either going to have outskirts or you're going to have UN roadblock and RUAF roadblock. Okay, so that's the basic flow of the map. People coming from one side to the other and vice versa, right? So now that we got that out of the way, let's think about where we spawned, which is right in the dang middle of the map. And I know it's not a spawn location. It might actually be this one right here, but let's figure all that out and let's talk through it. So this is Sniper Rock, which dedicates the middle of the map right here. And the named locations, we call them different things. This is the biggest mountain on the map. And it's called Mountain Stash because there's an extract right here, but typically we call this Sniper Rock. So Sniper Rock is right here, and I feel like that's going to give us a good point of reference throughout this entire video. So, Caden, let's start moving. We have outskirts, right? So we spawned right here, and it gave us outskirts, right? So our flow for this map would typically be, okay, if we want to go loot Sawmill, we go to Sawmill, and then we would go outskirts, right? But that's not really what we're going to do. We're going to show off a lot of the named locations. So let's head to Sawmill first, Caden, and then let's move from there so we can get a good base. All right, so this is the sniper on top of Sniper Rock, right? So on the map, that's this guy right here. And he's going to be watching over this entire Sawmill area right here that we're about to be running through. So keep in mind that the guy that I just shot right there, and I'll mark where we started here and where we're going. So we're coming across here. We're going to go check out, we call it Dickhead Rock sometimes. We call this Lookout Rock. Whatever it is, the rocks that overlook Sawmill. So that's where we're going to be heading right now, and we're going to show you an area where some scavs spawn and all of that. So, but keep in mind that when you're passing through here, there's always... Oh. You drop him?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so snipers are up there. Let's cruise on over to Dickhead right now. So the landmark that you want to be looking at is this big mountain in the middle. So if you can find the big mountain in the middle, you're usually pretty good and you can figure out where you're at. Sawmill is down there, so I'll give you guys a view on it real quick. Okay, so this down here is called Sawmill. This is the middle of the map. That's the middle of the map as well, on the high side. Oh, Scav. Good shot. Okay, so this sniper rock right here and this sawmill right here is the halfway point between the map. So if I lay down here so I don't get shot and I go to my map, you can see that it kind of moves. This whole map is split up like this, right? So there's the crossover that I was talking about, right? So if we think about it like that, we're right here in the middle right here. And you can see the reason we're running into scavs is because this is a scav spawn, this is a scav spawn, and this is a scav spawn. So they spawn all across this area right here, right? So we're in the middle, and let's keep talking, let's keep walking around. So, Sawmill, since we have outskirts, Caden, let's move towards med camp right now, and talk about that. Are you lagging out? Or are you good? Did you DC?
Wait, what'd you say?
Did you DC?
No.
Oh, you're good? Okay. Alright. I'm moving over to med camp. The sniper rock that I'm talking about, and remember, you can always look for that. You can look for Sawmill. Let's go over here. So this is the rock we call Dickhead. I don't really know why we call it Dickhead, but we do.
Yeah, some people call it Spine, too.
Yeah, it's called Spine on the map, I think. Oh, well, it's called Lookout Rock on this map, but... In this one's... This map, right... Oh, there's another scav.
That was at me.
I got them both. This... You know what? Let's just call this one Spine, and let's call that other one, Dickhead. Over there. That sniper rock. Across the Sawmill. So this is going to be a heavily contested scav area, right? So if you need scav kills, this is a great spot to come because you know that there's going to be a lot of scavs spawning. I mean, you've seen we've ran into, what, 4 or 5 already, including the sniper scav up there. So we're going to head across the map and sort of show where typically the right side of the map spawn would be. And so we can kind of play it through there. Since we spawned in the middle, it's a little weird. Alright, so on the map here, here's our named location, where Caveman's running right now. This is what we're looking at right here. It's called Military Camp on this map. We don't really call it Military Camp, we call it Med Camp because the loot in there is like all medical items. Like you can find like, even I found a Ledex this wipe there. But you can get your Salewas, your, I don't know, bandages, painkillers, what else? Didn't you think of anything? Just medical items,
yeah,
really.
ophthalmal scopes, yeah, anything.
So usually you wouldn't want to run across this field. You would want to stick around in this area where you've got tree cover. Because what that's going to allow you to do is if you start getting shot at, right, you can at least duck behind a tree. This thin one's a really bad example. But some of these thicker trees, you can actually use them as cover a lot of times if you get shot at in a pinch. So we're running through right now, but we'll keep trying to show you how it would actually play out. Once we get over here to that spawn location, we'll show you. Alright, so this is medical camp. There's all kinds of loot in here. Box, medical items. There's all kinds of stuff throughout here. I heard that scav. Box right there. Boxes. I mean, there's just stuff everywhere in here. Like med items. Right? So, you can explore. So what I was saying, you could explore all throughout here. I mean, and there's enough loot to not only fill up your bag, but to fill up your buddy's bag too. If you literally just spawned right here. So look, this is the spawn that I'm talking about, really. Usually people spawn right here, right here, right here, and right here. And all of these players push straight here usually. Because what they're going to do is they're either going to get scav kills right off the rip, they're going to get a player kill right off the rip, they're going to get loot right off the rip. So it's a very lucrative location right off the spawn. And then those players are either going to go boom to Sawmill, or they're going to jump right to the bridge extract, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. And, oh, I'm hearing something else right now. I think there's a scav outside the camp. That's okay. So this is med camp. We won't stay here too much longer. But the spawns that I just circled on the map, I'll show a couple of them. So let me get up in this tower. By the way, this is where I found the LEDX this wipe, if anyone's curious. Okay, so once I get up in this tower, I'll be able to show you. Okay, so there's a spawn, and there's also an extract right here. If the green smoke is on this extract, that means that RUAF roadblock right here is open, and that's great. You can take that if you spawned over here. Always check your extracts at the beginning of the raid to see if you've got to go to outskirts side, or if you've got to go to the RUAF and the other roadblock side. So, talking about the spawns though, these spawns right in here, one of them is right here, so you'll see people spawn here all the time and book it straight into this camp. You'll also get people spawning in these tree lines over here, people spawning over there, and then there's another spawn far out, right? So if you spawn here, you gotta watch out for people immediately off the start of the raid. They'll sit on these rocks over here and snipe. These are really good sniper spots. You'll see people sitting over there, and what they'll do is they'll take advantage of the openings here, and they'll be able to get a sight on you right here. And because I've got Shooterborn in Heaven kills multiple times from just sniping from these rocks over here straight into there. So the extract over here on this side of the map is UN roadblock. And that one you can pretty much find by looking for this brick building. I guess we can run over by it. And then we can go to Sunken Village, Caden. So let's start moving that way. So, extract right there. That scav extract I was talking about is over here, but I wouldn't really worry about it because you're not going to take it 99% of the time. I've never taken it. Actually, I take that back. There was an event one time where it was giving you crazy scav rep, but... There was no audio on that fall. All right, let's go show off. Let's go show off that extract real quick. So I showed you guys the one with the green smoke. If the green smoke is not there, remember, so always look for that green smoke. If it's not there, you're gonna have to run all the way over here instead. And this is if you're coming from this side of the map and you have these extracts open. I think someone just subscribed, but I'm not streaming. That's funny. Well, whoever just subscribed, thank you. I appreciate it. Hit the like button if you like this kind of content or if you want to see some more guides. So we're running over to roadblock right now. This is the brick building I was talking about. It's like the only brick building in this map. So if you see the brick building, know that you're in the right place for this extract. But I'm going to get to it real quick just to show you, and then we'll go to Sunken Village. Alright, so that's it right over there. I'll get a little closer so you can see it. Alright, right here. So, you're going to be running from brick building right to this area right here. It's a gated off area. It looks like a little roadblock. That's going to be your extract. You just go inside of this area and it'll take you right to extract. Now we don't have this extract right now. We've got outskirts. So we're going to show you what happens if you spawn right here, right? Immediately, what do? So you try to find something on the map that looks like a landmark that you could find, right? So, what are you doing? Are you dropping something? Oh, nice, bro. I might need the milk. Alright, so if you get this spawn or you get any of those spawns, right, immediately look for a landmark, right? So, oh wow, there's a building right here. There's a brick building. Okay, where could this brick building be, right? And so you start looking, you start looking. It's called Old Railway Depot right here, and it's actually a scav extract. So if you're playing as a scav on this map and you have Old Railway Depot, this is where you're going. But this is a good landmark to find at the beginning of the raid if you don't know where you're at. And this can kind of guide you. So just know that if you're hitting this... If you just give me a heavy bleed, bro. Alright, so we're back. So we were talking about the brick building. We were talking about the med camp. Both of those locations I've highlighted on the map here. That's the brick building. That's the med camp, right? Okay, so let's act like we just spawned right here, right? Immediately, say we want to go to Sawmill, and then we want to take the bridge extract because that gives us Scav XP. Or Scav, what do you call it? Scav Karma. Yeah, it boosts our Scav Karma. So we get better Scavs, right? Alright, so we're going to run in here. As you noticed, this is a hot Scav area. You can see it on the map right here. That's why that is there. Because this whole area in here, all the way to Sawmill, there's going to be random Scavs throughout this entire area. So when you're coming through here, be careful. This is also good early wipe if you're going for acquaintance. I think that's the name of the task with Jaeger. That's you. Okay. This is good if you're going for acquaintance. I hear a Scav off to the right if you want to grab him. Oh, jeez. All right, so
pistol, baby.
So we're gonna go to Sunken Village in a second. Oh, I saw someone up there. I'll get him in a second if he shoots at me. Anyway, so we're kind of in the open right now. Usually we would stick in this tree line or this tree line, but I'm going to show you the bunker right here because the bunker is kind of hard to find sometimes. So just kind of run into this forest, look for this rock. If you see this rock or just this general slope right here or that, start looking for landmarks, right? This rock right here. And you see how this is kind of a bowl in here? So you're going to want to look for this bowl, these rocks, all of this, and these are going to lead you right to the bunker. So if you just follow it around, and it's kind of this hidden brush area, you'll know you're in the right place. This is also an extract, but it's not open all the time. This is where you have to drop off water bottles for a task. You have to do a bunch of tasks involving these, but this is it. This one is not an extract. The other one on the map is an extract. We'll talk about that one later, and I'll show you exactly where I'm at. So this is ZB16 on the map. So if you see you have ZB16, that's where you're at. We came here, we shot some scavs, we went over here, and then we went to ZB16, and now we're going to go to Sunken Village. It's called Old Sawmill here. I call it Sunken Village, and you'll see why in a second. Yeah. Alright, let's hit Sunken Village. Oh, since we only have 9 minutes, let's hit Sunken Village and then let's just take the car extract if we can. And then we'll come in and do this again. Alright, so we gotta make it over this hill. There's an extract right over here. And remember, this big sniper rock, you can always look for it and figure out where you're at. So, big sniper rock, and then there's an extract with a gate right over here. I'll show it to you real quick. That right there is an extract. I'll get the name of it real quick. Oh yeah, Northern UN roadblock. So if you ever see Northern UN roadblock, that's what this is. And we're going to keep going right over this crest and into Sunken Village. And we call it Sunken Village because it's kind of sunken. If you see, there's a lot of... oh, I gotta fix my bleed real quick. People like to sit up on these rocks and snipe into this village like this. right? So be aware of that when you're inside the village. Inside, there's a building right here, and there's a building right here. This is actually the area where Sawmill on Arena is kind of modeled after a little bit. And you'll kind of notice the resemblance. I realize it's snowy right now, but... So that's that main building. You spawn over there, and you spawn over there in Arena. Yeah, but anyway, there's a box over there by this. So you can come in here, you can grab some loot, grab some food or whatever. There's a vodka right there. This building on the upstairs on both sides has good loot. There's also a trailer park. You also kind of have to watch out for people sniping in these areas. This is a heavy traffic area, so this is the big mountain right here. You'll get people coming through here that are trying to go get scav kills from Sawmill, and they're leaving towards the bridge extract, so make sure you kind of keep an eye out to your left, because a lot of times you'll start hearing shots over in this area. Alright, this is the trailer I was talking about. That trailer right there, we usually loot that. So this is a pretty high traffic area right here, because the people coming from this side of the map are usually coming over here to get scav kills and or taking that car extract. So we'll show you that. This right here, these rocks and these rocks that overlook this village is a super hot sniper spot. People come up here and they'll figure out ways to like hide in this bush or hide right here behind this rock, and people will sit here and snipe, right? So you can see Cademan running in there right now. So like scavs will be all around in these houses, just like that, right? So I can snipe at him, I can kill him right there, and I could snipe at Caden, right? So this is a pretty hot area, good spot to be sniping if you need scav kills, or if you need your bolt action kills, like from 40 meters or whatever. This is another good spot to be doing that. That's relatively safe, but as you saw, that scav shot at me all the way over there, so... getting in and out of here, I probably wouldn't take this field. You can go around the field this way, so if I was coming into... Alright, so this was Sunken Village. We showed you the trailer right there, the two houses right there, and now we're in this little crest right here, right? So I would typically take this to get in, right? Because if you go straight across the field, you're exposing yourself to like anything over here, you're exposing yourself to like snipers or whatever, and then also like people taking the bridge extract, like they're coming from all directions here, so you got to kind of be careful around this village. But each one of these houses you can loot. And they've got just kind of like food and all kinds of stuff in there. So we've got 400. We've got 4 minutes and 50 seconds left on this raid. Can we take the car extract? All right, so there's the car at the very back right there. If you take the car, you can watch other videos on how it works, but if you take car extracts, they boost your scav rep, so you can get better scavs and whatnot. So, this is a good village. There's a lot of fights that happen in this village. A lot of people come from this direction because they'll spawn up here in this area, which we haven't talked about yet, and they'll come right into this town because if you can spawn here and immediately take the bridge extract, it's really lucrative for your scav rep. But anyway, we're going to get out right now and we're going to reset, and hopefully we get a spawn on the other side of the map so we can show you a little bit about the other side of the map. And we got the exact same spawn. Well, you know what? This is pretty good. Should we talk about the back of the map or the outskirts area first? I think the back of the map.
Outskirts area.
Hold on, wait. Okay. We could go outskirts, but that's also our extract. So I say we go Uset camp and then go outskirts. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright. Okay. So we're gonna run down this road. So, once again, we're looking for landmarks, right? We got the big sniper rock right there. We're running away from it. We got these logs. We got this car. Okay, so where does that mean we're at? We're also at a fork in the road. Okay, so let's figure out where we're at. Okay, so... We got sniper rock here. We got something shooting at us. Probably sniper scav over there shooting at us. Let's get away from that. Okay, so what was I talking about? Landmarks, right? Okay, fork in the road, power line. Okay, check this out. Fork in the road, power line, right? You see the power line right here? It goes across. The power line's a good reference of where you're at in the map because it goes like this. So if you're in this back of the map area right here, look for power lines, look for cars. A lot of different maps will have different stuff on the map. I tuned down the map to like only show like specific waypoints and player spawns and stuff. But anyway, so we're right here. Okay, I'll mark our spawn again. So we came this way, and then we're gonna go to Uset camp, which you need for a quest early on. The second Uset camp, Scav bunker, bridge overlook, and then we'll go abandoned village, and we'll cruise around through the forest that everybody gets lost in, all the way back to outskirts. Okay, so this is the plan right here, and we're gonna show you guys all the way through it, so you guys can learn some stuff. Okay, let's go to Uset camp. Oh man, you're like all the way there. So I'm just gonna follow the road. Usually we wouldn't follow the road. When you're in this like lake area, right over here, the way you figure out where you're at, because you could be at any of these lakes, is look for something specific, right? So like this rock and this dock, right? Or this has a hill right here that you can look for, or this has a village next to it. Or these three have a big rock separating the two, right? So you can figure out where you're at if you're lost in this area of the map by just looking at rocks and stuff, just like you normally would, right? If you're in the forest with a map, you know? The map's crucial, so make sure you bring a map if you don't know the woods map super well. And I'll link the map that I'm using in the description so you can have it as well. So right now, we're cruising towards Uset camp. And we're here. Alright, so Uset camp is a great area if you get this spawn, this spawn, this spawn. But these spawns are also very confusing sometimes. So when you spawn in this side of the map, a lot of times people have no idea where they are at and they immediately run forwards into landmines, right? So if you get one of these spawns, be very careful. If you're in a forest and you have no idea where you're at, try your best to figure out where you're at first. So I'll show you the landmine area. All of this right here, trying not to hit one. All of this in here, all of this in here. It's all landmine territory, right? As you can see right here. So we're at the camp. I'm going to tune down my pen real quick. So a lot of people just run straight in here. But it's pretty confusing, so that's okay. It's okay. This is the second Uset camp right here. You'll see people come right through here. I have killed so many people coming straight through here because I'll sit either like on top of the rocks or there's a good spot on top of this rock. Let me see. Let me try to get to where I can show it. So on that rock right there with the netting, you can actually go around it and figure from the back. You can get your way up on there and you can snipe at people coming into this camp. But I gotta sneeze real quick. Okay. Anyway. So no landmines in between these. So you're safe in this area, just don't go too far. This is the second Uset camp. We found Ledexes here too. So loot, loot, loot all over the place.
There's a Ledex here right now.
No way. Hey! Alright, bro, you can have it.
Thanks.
Alright, so, dang, that's funny. Speaking of, so this camp is good. There's also weapons parts, a bunch of different weapons. That's an M4 spawn right there. You can find a kitted out M4 right there. You can also find a kitted out M4 on top of that rock right there. And then one of the trucks, the Toyota Tacoma looking one, You can find a M4 in that one too. Pretty rare spawn, but these are weapons boxes that you can hit. All kinds of stuff in here. Good area for loot, but also heavily contested, right? So anybody that's getting these spawns here, anybody, man, you're fighting these people for all this loot, right? This is the convoy where it's Proper's convoy, and I'll aim at it in a second. You need that right off the rip if you're just starting out this wipe or something too. Here's Scav bunker. We're gonna go to Scav bunker. I'm gonna show you convoy on the way. So we're in this camp right now, and then we're gonna cruise through here, go to Scav bunker, and I'll aim at convoy. So let's do that. All right, so Scav bunker is designated by that tower right there. So also a good landmark to look for is a tower. Convoy is, let me show you real quick. Right there. Here, Caden, you go left, I'll go right.
I did.
Okay. Okay. Here's Proper's convoy. You need this for a quest, so I think, what is it? I don't know what quest it is, but it's the one that says, like, go to Proper's convoy and then go to the Uset camp. That's the Uset camp. This is Proper's convoy. Not an important location unless you have that task, but I figured I'd show it anyway because this map is for newer players, and that's a new, like a fresh task that you get at the beginning of the wipe. Like right after you complete acquaintance. Alright, so I went around this lake. But now we've got to Scav bunker, and then we're going to go to bridge overlook. Scav bunker is also in Scav extract. If you have it, use it. Down in the bunker, there's a bunch of loot. You can go check for yourself. I'm not going to show it just because of time. There's all kinds of loot on the outside here. So right there, right, that's a grenade box. That's a regular box. All kinds of stuff. Another grenade box. Okay, so you get kind of what I'm talking about. There's all kinds of loot in this area. And then if you follow the road, there's going to be scavs like in this area. There's going to be scavs in this area. Typically, there's a ton of them around this area. This is a great spot to be getting scav kills in this whole area right here. These, the Uset camp, no scavs. These, scavs everywhere. Okay, so let's head to this bridge outlook area. And you can usually find this one by the tower, and you can find this one by all the crates. And this overlooks this area over here. So this is a pretty good sniper spot if you're interested in getting people off, like, the spawn. Hayden, are you in this camp, or is that a scav?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, you're good. Alright, so this camp right here. This is this camp. Okay, cool. So, loot in there, loot in here, loot on the table, loot in that box, loot in here, loot right there. Loot in here, too. You can find armors in this car. There's really nothing out this way. And then there's nothing out this way. This area is pretty much useless. I wouldn't recommend going over here because there's sniper scavs. If you ever see this icon, that means there's sniper scavs, so stay away from that area because you're probably going to get shot, right? So it's a scav extract, but if you go in this area, you see all this, these markings right here, that means it's a sniper area, so PMCs will get shot. Okay, so the next area that we're going to go through is this area, which is, we'll call it Abandoned Village because that's what it's called on the map. So this whole area on both sides of the lake has pretty good loot. You have to mark a bunch of stuff here. There's a marked spot, like a marked circle that you have to loot right there. And there's definitely scavs, so beware of that. There's also cultists that spawn. Cultists are really hard, kind of like bosses in the game. They're not technically bosses, but they're really hard AI that will get you at night. During the day, you don't really have to worry about them. I've only seen them spawn like in like weird times of day, like morning or like dusk time. So if it's bright outside like this, don't worry about it. You probably won't run into them even if it's nighttime. But this area doesn't really have good loot. It doesn't really have anything too redeeming other than scavs. So if you're in this back area and you see the church, or you see this building, or you see any of these landmarks, right? I'm running down the main road, but you get into a lot of fights running the edge of the map sometimes, right here, because people like to just run in this area because it's on the edge of the map, right? So you can see there's... Oh, you good?
Yep.
So you'll get into a lot of fights. Fighting scavs here is sometimes pretty hard because there's all these bushes and stuff, and scavs will just like sit around, and you can get headshot from like some random like places around here. So it's kind of hard sometimes to fight them, but if you just use the houses as cover, you know, you do kind of these and stuff, and you just kind of play it smart, you can get through it pretty easily. Alright, let's get out of here. And if you continue straight, I'll get to where I can show it real quick. Okay, right here. This is a good spot. If you continue straight this way, which would be... We went through here, and you see this rock and this rock right here. There's a hole where you can go through, and then you can go to bridge extract, right? So a lot of people do that. This whole area in here, where Caveman's going right now, there's a gap in the rocks right there, and there's also a gap in the rocks right there. People usually take this one, and that leads them straight to the bridge extract in Scav Town, and then Sunken Village, and then they can either hit Northern UN Roadblock or UN Roadblock here, right? So that flow right here, if you're getting these spawns and you have these extracts, people are a lot of times flowing through here and out, right? Or sometimes if they're just going to hit camp, go Sawmill, they're flowing like that, right? So the flow is a lot different from these upper spawns. And sometimes, I mean, this area is like uncontested, right? The only people you're running into in this area of the map. Okay, so let me explain. That is Sniper Rock, the big Sniper Rock in the middle, right? So you can see where we're at. I'm aiming at Sniper Rock from this area. This hole, what's in between me and Sniper Rock right now is a bunch of just trees, nothingness, roads. You're not really running into a ton of fights there. You're not hearing much there. What you run into there is just oh crap, there's a guy right there, and you shoot him, you fight him, right? It's just it's a random 1v1, or if he hears you first, you know, he's gonna be waiting there like this. That's how the fight's gonna go. Okay, so there's the hole in the fence right there. I say hole in the fence, but hole in the rocks. And then here's the other one. There's loot on top of this area. There's a little cache right there. I think it's this rock right there. So if I went through and up, there's a little loot spot right there. No one really hits it too much. But we're going to run through the middle of the forest here to kind of show you what I was talking about. So let's do that. Okay, I'm running straight to Sniper Rock right now, in the middle. Sound good? You there?
Like jump up?
Yeah, like the Sniper Rock, like where the big sniper spot is. Where Sniper Scav spawns. Yeah.
Oh, there too.
Okay.
The village is clear.
So right now my landmark is Sniper Rock, the big one in the middle. And all I'm doing is just booking it straight there. Like I said, you're not going to find a lot of fights in this area. I have sat up here a couple times and tried to catch people off guard. Like when I was doing Shooterborn, I would sit here and try to catch people off guard running through these areas. But I didn't have a ton of luck because it's really just random choice. If people run through here, like this area is not the flow of the map, right? People are flowing this way. People are flowing under Sniper Rock and out. People are flowing this way through the towns. People are coming from towns into Sawmill. People are running straight out. And then people are coming from Uset camp down to here, right? So there's a lot of different areas, but this one is not super hot. Okay, let's continue. So like I was saying, I'm running just straight at the sniper rock right now. I'm going to the left side, right? You can see all these trails. I'm going to the left side, and I'm going to go around to the left. If you were coming at it from the front, obviously you'd go around to the right. And I'm just going to keep going up. And what you can get up here is probably the most known sniper spot on this map because it's the highest. It gets you the most amount of view distance. And I think the longest shot recorded in Tarkov is also from this spot. Not sure about that. Might have to fact check that. But this is it. So right now, this is how you know you're in the right spot. So we've made it to the top. You can jump on these. Get up right here. And now, this is that spine rock that we were talking about in the very beginning, right here. This is Sawmill, right there. So that's Sawmill. That is the sniper scav that I killed, like, at the very beginning. If I can find him. Oh, you killed him. Nice. There's a scav down there.
There's another?
Oh, no, he was at spine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's another. Okay, I got him too. Yeah, okay. Alright, so... So this is spine in this area. Do you keep throwing grenades?
Yeah.
Okay. What was I talking about? Yeah, so Caveman is where Sniper Scav usually is. That's Sawmill, and I'll show you guys how to get over there. I mean, why not? If we're talking about woods, I'll show you how to get there. Okay, so I'll show you how to get on top of Sniper Rock over there. So when you're here from this area, look for these landmarks. Run down here. Look for this. Come down, and when you get to this area, you want to walk forwards and then walk backwards. So watch, walk forwards, backwards, right? And then you walk forwards, boom. And so you've made it to this area. There's random loot here sometimes. There's some BP, there's an egg, right? So you can get some cool stuff here. And then you run right here, this tree, go right to the tree, okay? And then when you see this little, what looks like a stair step almost, go up here, jump. Oh no, I fell. So jump. Okay, and then you can walk from here. So this right here is this tiny little area right here, right there, right? And that's where Sniper Scav spawns, and you can actually get up on here, and this gives you a view of this entire area of the map. So, let's get up there. There's loot here, there's loot in here. There's like gold chains and stuff in there. Ammo and whatnot, box. You can just run up right here. Like that. That'll get you up here. And then, little jump, little run. Boom, and now you are on top of Sniper Rock. Ta-da! You can see spine, where all the scavs are in this area. You can even see... Where is it? Where's med camp? Oh, there it is. You can see the med camp, where we found that LEDX. Well, not where we found the LEDX. That would be Uset camp, which would be that way. But the med camp that we talked about in the beginning, RUAF with the green smoke, you can see it from here. Right? This is like a super, super deep shot. I don't even know how people hit that. But it has happened. There's Sawmill in there, which we're going to go talk about in a second. Once we get off this Sniper Rock. And yeah, so you can find all kind of crazy spots up here. And get your Shooter Born in Heaven kills. Although, people in this entire area right here are always looking up here. So... beware if you're up here. You can't really just be chilling and sniping because somebody's gonna snipe you first. Snipers like to hang out there. They like to hang out at this rock that's behind the trees. Like, I mean, look at all this surface area, right, that someone could hit you from. So, it's pretty dangerous, but it's a good spot. Alright, time to get down. There's Sniper Scav.
I jumped.
You jumped? Did you die?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I will. Where'd you die?
I would jump towards spine.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's how I got down. I walked forwards, then I walked backwards. It got me down. I got kind of lucky that I didn't just break my legs, but we're going to roll with it. So now I'm at spine again. In this area, there's a lot of scavs, so be looking. I hear one right now. Let's go get him. Alright, cool. So, I didn't realize I was on single fire. Anyway. So we're gonna run from Sniper Rock straight into Sawmill. We'll talk about Sawmill a little bit. Okay, Sawmill is where Sturman is. Sturman is the boss. He has a key that opens a lockbox in here, and you can get some pretty good loot for it. He's the boss on Woods. So he'll spawn in this area all the way, just a lot of different places. He'll spawn in these wooden areas. That is, I think, actually the Dickhead Rock that people talk about. I usually call Spine Dickhead. Maybe that's a little confusing, but so be it. Okay. Shed here, gray shed, red shed, right? Okay. So, I call them sheds. They're calling them warehouses here. So, warehouse 1, warehouse 1 and 2, or red warehouse 1 and 2, right? I wouldn't call them that. I would either say red shed by water or red shed in the middle, right? So, red shed by water means the shed by the water. Okay. Red shed by water, it means that you get the point, right? Okay, so gray, red, and then there's not really anything in the middle here, which in this area, these, you're gonna have to come here for tasks. You don't really have, you have to go there for a task, right at the back of that bumper, and you have to grab something out of a box. But this whole area is heavily contested. You will hear a lot of gunshots in this area. There are a lot of fights in the outsides of this area. People like to sit out here and snipe in. People like to sit in this area and snipe in. If you're going for this area, just don't stop moving. Just be walking, be moving, be doing your thing, you know, but don't stop moving because you're going to get sniped at. Like, it's just part of it. People sit up here and snipe. I sit up here and snipe a lot. I love it. It's fun. Because people are always fighting in here, and there's also a lot of scavs that spawn in this area. So it's good sniper gameplay. I'll just go ahead and show you in here. There's a quest at this truck. There's a quest at those. You can find valuables and stuff in these. Like, these are pretty slept on, but you can get some good items in there. That box really needs some stuff. Okay, so this is the gray shed. There's stuff on the shelves. There's 2 boxes right here that are pretty good. In these, there's also some random loot, like just scattered around, but they're not worth looting. A lot of people come around under here in this area on the coastline. So I'll go ahead and show the coastline, and then I've got 4 minutes to get out of here, so I'm going to pop some stims and then just run through the outskirts area. So that'll be interesting. But I want to show this because this is like a super dangerous spot that you kind of just have to run sometimes, because there'll be a lot of fighting in this area and you don't really want to like get near it or touch it. So a lot of people run just straight along this coastline. And what happens is people sit up here and snipe, or people sit over there and snipe, coming from med camp. So this spot is super dangerous, but it's kind of a necessary thing to run through here all the time. But I thought I'd show that. I'm going to pop some stims so I can get this over with quicker and just run my heart out here. Okay, so sniper spot. I'll show you how to get up on it in a second. And just to show where we came from, we came here, we went there, we talked about the barns and stuff, and now we're coming out this way. And so since we've got outskirts, we're going to go and talk about outskirts. We're going to talk about suppressor shack. Here it's called detachment cabin, but whatever. We'll talk about ZB14 a second, and then we'll get out of here. So to get on this sniper rock, you just walk up from right there, and you can get up in that area. Cruising along this way, heavily foot traffic area. Tons of people run this way to outskirts. But right now, I'm going to show you suppressor shack, which I think is probably my favorite spot on this map because it just has such good loot for no reason. Guns, suppressors, attachments, all kinds of stuff. It's great. It's seriously great. There's a dead scav right there that you can loot. Alright, so we come in here, right? All kinds of attachments and stuff. There's, I think, a suppressor there right now, which is awesome. And then I'm going to head out into the middle. That is Scav House. So you can see Scav House. You can see the boat and Dead Man's Place are on the coastline that I was talking about. So as we've been running, we're at Attachment Cabin. If we go this way, on the side of the map, you can find the boat and Dead Man's Place. And Scav House is right here. This whole middle area right here, do not just run across like this Scav is doing. Like, don't be doing that, dude. That's just a dumb move that you should not be doing, because that's going to happen right there to you as a PMC. You are just going to get like this right here. Just think. Well, if I could actually kill that guy, that would be cool, but anyway. So people are coming on the side of here. They're running all along this area to outskirts over there. And also, my stim is wearing off. That's why I'm tunnel visioning right now. A lot easier the second time. So no one runs across this. Like, don't be doing that. That's just stupid. You're asking for it. But a lot of people run in this area right here. This area is a lot of fighting. A lot of the time, because there's scavs, and when you're fighting scavs, you're also making a ton of noise, which is not really great if you're trying to sneak around the map, right? So if you're making a bunch of noise in this area, everybody kind of knows that you're in the area, and that's not really good. This is ZB14 right here. We'll go in it. This one is actually an extract, and you'll need the ZB14 key. Let me show that real quick. Lots of good loot in here. You can also get ice cream cones in here. This is where it tells you to go for that. Loot here, loot here, loot here. This is actually an extract, right? So I could extract here, but I'm going to show you outskirts. Oh, the raid ended. But either way, let's talk about outskirts. So the raid ended at ZB14, but that's okay. There's not really too much to talk about anyway. So if we hopped out of ZB14 and we just came down here and we went around Scav House, because there's lots of scavs, and if you got a ton of loot, you're going to have to kind of go around and instead of fighting all of them all the time, because sometimes you can get overwhelmed. But if you watch for signs that have skulls on them in this area, you'll know you're going too far if you see skulls. And what that's going to do is if you pass the skull sign, there's going to be landmines and you're just going to insta-die or die to snipers or something like that. So that's the boundary, the edge of the map. So don't go there, right? But you can head to outskirts, and how to find outskirts, I think for the most part, it's pretty easy. Just look for a Toyota Tacoma. If you don't know what a Toyota Tacoma looks like, look it up, and that's what you're looking for. So also, if you get really lost, you can take the road the whole way and it'll take you right to it. But usually the flow is people coming from Sawmill and they come to outskirts, or it's people coming from all kinds of the other sides of the map and they're funneling in through this area, right? So it's a pretty hot point where you can run into a lot of people that are also trying to go to outskirts, because remember, this whole area of the map gets the outskirts exit. So it's a super hot exit. So one guy might be coming from this way and one guy might be coming from this way, and you guys are going to be meeting and sniping at each other or shooting at each other. And people will catch you off guard all the time. But that's about it for the Woods map. If you have any questions, or if there's anything that you noticed that I missed, please leave it in the comments so it can help some people out. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm trying to do. Even if this was helpful, let me know. If this wasn't helpful, let me know how I can change it in order to make it more helpful. I know we didn't talk a ton about loot on this map, but this map isn't really a place where you're going to be loot running all the time. And if you are, the highest areas for loot is going to be the Uset camps here. It's going to be Scav Town here. It's going to be Sawmill here. I like Suppressor Shack a lot. I think it's very slept on. This is probably the hot area because you can just fill up your bag and immediately go to Bridge Extract. Those are kind of the hot loot spots. But anyway, leave it in the comments if there's anything that you want to share or help people out with. I appreciate that because this video could be 2 hours long, but I'm trying not to overwhelm anybody. So I hope it helped. Let me know if it did. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.